Bellwright is one of the most beautiful and ruthless medieval survival crafting city builder and even open world game I have ever played. You'll slowly build up your humble little village into a thriving town, commanding vast armies. All the while you're under constant threat of being raided, and you'll need to protect your production chains and win over the heart and minds of all the villagers within the land. And Bellwright just got its biggest update ever. It's basically adding a whole new game on top of what is already hundreds of hours of content. Not to mention the plethora of fixes, quality of life improvements, new content, graphics overhaul. There is so much happening. And we're going to be going on a maiden voyage, traveling across the sea with a massive raiding party. And we're going to be raiding, pillaging the new Halmare Isles. So come along for the journey as we check out this beautiful new map and quench your thirst for blood as we bring back riches. Huge shout out to Donkey Crew and Snail Games for sponsoring this video. They're the developers of this insanely amazing game. Truly is unique. If you're on the palisade about trying the game, Bellwright is on special for this huge update launch, 34% off. The link's below. Definitely give it a crack. Pretty sure you won't be disappointed. But let's dive in. And here is the brutal raiding party that is going to be conquering this land, stealing some riches, and hopefully making it back alive in order to use these new resources to craft some of the new items and loot and stuff that you can get in the games. And we're giving ourselves our own mission. We're seeking one of the most revered objects or new loot items in the game, the Harbormaster's Toolbox. This particular item is going to let us upgrade the very vessel that we came here on, our ship, allowing us to bring more loot and I think even more troops over so we can increase the raiding party. If you talk to many of the citizens, they mention some of the new resources. So we're going to put this on our list. We're going to try grab some salt, grapes, lemons, olives, and bring all this back in hope that we can use it to then craft some new recipes and upgrade our vessel. But check this out. This is where we land. This is the port. I'm not sure what the town is called, but it is absolutely stunning. Look at the amount of little details, NPCs everywhere. So we're going to pick up a couple of quests and make our way over to this castle. So then we're going to start exploring this new, incredibly huge map. Now, as you can see, this is where we started. And look at how big this freaking map is. It's ginormous. So many points of interest, so much happening. And from what I understand, the main focus of this whole new world is not so much about building a new city, but by weaving through the politics, trials and tribulations of all the different factions. So let's begin. I'm going to leave the crew back at the ship just for a little bit while we experience some of the new town folks and missions. I'm going to start off with the mission that's in this local tavern right here, which is going to be clearing some riffraff from this area. And the mission doesn't muck around. We are pitted against a soldier that's from Crag Keep, that huge castle just across the water. And this is going to be a perfect opportunity just to talk a little bit about the combat system, as we're going to have to duel, and we can do it right in the middle of this town. So it's pretty nice that they just throw you straight into combat. Now we've got a shield and we've got one of the best swords, so we're going to be fine in taking this, but we don't want to get too much damage on the shield because it does have durability. But if you've ever played Kingdom Come, you will have a lot of similarities in terms of the system, and I find this really enjoyable just to explain how this system works. Now we got the block with the sword, or we could grab the shield out and we can block with the shield, noting that you'll take durability loss the more you block with the shield. So we'll just switch into the sword. The simplicity of the system is marvelous. It is a directional system. We are trying to aim the mouse in the direction of the corresponding blow so we can block it. Otherwise, it will get through, and that works the same with attack. If we try swing high, he'll try block high. And this is the system in its very basic form, but I tell you what, I love it. I'm absolutely addicted to the trading blow system, and we've just won the peaceful fight, so we will have to put away our gear in order to finish this little quest and talk to him. But a really nice little cool intro into the island, straight into combat. We'll also catch this quest from Marty, as it has the promise of treasure. He sets us on a quest to find 3 shrines. They're hidden around the island, and if we find them, pay our respects. It's going to lead us to something friggin' cool, hopefully some mad loot. We do get a tip for the first shrine. It's across the bridge near a hill, and hopefully it's not as encrypted as it sounds. So opening the map, we've only got a little bit of this island to explore, so we might just venture north and see what is going to be on the rest of this tiny island. So let's head over in this direction and soak in some of the new scenery. We can see some kind of farm over there in the distance, or some sort of rock formation. Let's have a look. We'll talk to this NPC, see what this guy wants. Gregory. Oh, and you know what? He also wants to duel. So check that out. We got 2 duels as soon as we get into the game. This time we'll just use our sword and do some quick combat because this will not be to the death either. We landed our first blow. We've got a block. Hit him again. We'll go for our... Oh, we won. So we dished out a serious lesson. But he gives us a warning. It's not our last skirmish. So we're probably going to be seeing this guy again. But let's continue on across. Oh, okay. So there you go. There's a little bridge. So we'll just keep heading north for a little bit. Because I do want to go check out that huge castle. See what faction that is. And see if we can go to one of the merchants. Because you'd expect a huge city like that will have some great stuff to purchase. But let's see what these are. These could be... Aha, we have found our first item to cross off the list. This is a giant vineyard. We've got hundreds upon hundreds of grapes, and we even have some little trees closer to the top. We'll find out what they are in a second, but we're going to grab as many grapes as we can, and we're going to bring over the troops as well, because we want them to grab some of them, and we're going to store them on the ship and take back some of this new loot. So walking up to the plants, we can harvest them, and we got grapes. Let's have a look at what grapes do. Can be eaten raw or processed into wine and various dishes. This is native to Halmare Isles. So we'll take back a ton because we can only get the grapes on this island. There's no one protecting these, so we will just steal as much as we can carry. And as we do that, we'll see that our troops are walking over as we've commanded them to. Now, I do wonder if we'll be able to grow grapes ourselves on this island. I don't think grapes are going to grow back on the mainland, but we'll find out. And here they all come. And we can order them to harvest all these grapes as well, which is freaking awesome. So we can just hit E, click on the grapevine, and then look at them. They're harvesting all these grapes. Why they do that, we are going to head up and check what that tree is at the top and see if we can cross off another item off the loot list. We do have some of the local soldiers patrolling the area. Check out that armor. That looks bulky as. But they don't seem to mind us stealing the grapes. So we'll head up and see what this other tree is here. Yeah, this one here. Looks like it's definitely a fruit tree. What is it? Looks like a lemon tree. Oh, it is a lemon tree. Okay, so what do we get for lemons? You can eat these raw or cook in advanced dishes. Who would have thought to conquer a new world was to get lemons? Holy moly. Stamina regeneration plus 48 and a health regen of 15. This is going to make some remarkable food. So we will need to find a lot more of these lemon trees somewhere on the island and bring them back as well. We've got another tree over here. We'll quickly harvest that. We've got a fox here. Now, I wonder if the fox gives us like special fur or special something. Let's see. We'll quickly try get it. It's running fast. Oh, we got it. Okay, let's see. Maybe we get some special or new material. Ah, it just gives us fur, of course. Okay, so nothing new there. Looted all the lemon trees and let's see what's in this nice little top part here. We've stumbled across this beautiful statue area right on top of the mountain where we found all the grapes and the lemons. Now, there is a quest in the very first town we come to that is asking us to find 3 statues. So I believe this is going to be one of them and has an awesome amount of detail. And there's an NPC here we can speak to. So we'll quickly just speak to them and we've found our first loot chest. Not expecting anything too crazy, but let's just open it and see what we've got. Got some salt. Now, I believe salt is a unique item to this region as well, which I have so much grape. I can't show you this. I'll show you that once we get back to the ship. But look at all these little details. We got a guy with a cowboy hat. What the hell? Probably some reference to something I don't understand. So let's see if we can interact with the shrine. Wine, God Shrine. Soulwind, Master of Revelry, welcomes you from the feast to flame and shattered cheer, where laughter fades but echoes near, where debauchery, breeze and tide entwine, there awaits a prize for the bold and wise. Love it. Okay, so I don't know what that means exactly, but we will talk to this guy. Can you tell me more about the shrine? Let's go straight for the inscription mentions a prize. Talking to that NPC actually unlocked a new building for us, which is the orchard, which I don't think we see in our tech tree. Not that I can find it, but if we go into our building, we can see we have the orchard, a space for growing various trees. So we're definitely going to build this once we get back. But that's pretty cool. So maybe the quest of the shrines will unlock buildings for each shrine, but a beautiful area. There's also lots of little lemon trees here. So we're just going to harvest all this stuff. There's a berry tree here. Cloudberry can be eaten raw, dried or added to other ingredients to make a better dish. I'm pretty sure this is a new berry. It gives an XP gain. What? Okay, that's pretty cool. So we'll harvest all these as well. Well, we're absolutely jam-packed full of stuff. So we're going to take this back to the ship. So unloading all this stuff, we can see we have a volume of 400, but it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Some items weigh more, so they will take a lot more of the volume. And we will have to unload all this stuff manually, but one thing that helps do it quicker is if you hold Alt and click on the item, it will drop all of that same item into whichever inventory you're trying to put it in. Same if you want to grab a bunch of the same items, we can hold Alt, push all of that straight into our inventory. And here is the salt, which adds flavor to dishes, exotic spice bought from merchants from across the seas. And that is where we are right now. So that's why we're finding the actual source of the salt. And not too shabby, we've already got a ton of stuff that we brought that is completely unique to this island. Now that it's dawn, we're going to go across this drawbridge, which we need to hold F, which then drops it down. I mean, that is pretty freaking cool. Before we go into the castle, you can set up your own base here if you wanted to. We could place a housing tent, get our guys to start foraging, and we could build a little settlement even on this island, which is ultimately something I'm guessing you'd probably want to do. Now, this castle is incredibly huge, so well detailed. There's hundreds of NPCs, but just to give you a good look at it all, what would be incredibly cool is if we could build a castle like this over time. I could only imagine how long it would take, but it would be cool if this was something that in the future you would turn your village into a town to a castle. And this is what it looks like in the town. And good luck raiding this kind of area because it feels like there's hundreds of troops around protecting it. But I believe that's something you could try do if you really wanted to. And as we get to the higher ring, we get one of the first statues. Now, this was one of the quests we picked up from the town. I believe we need to visit this if we can and pay our respect. So we're going to walk through the town and we're not getting attacked, so we're free to go in. And we can talk to any of these NPCs. They're all voiced. Now, a lot of them will be using AI voices, but for me, I really don't care about that, particularly with how many they are. I love that we're in a time where smaller developers can make games and create such incredible landscape and have everything voiced. A lot of it will be placeholders. They're adding in more and more real voices as we go along. But check out this town. It is definitely got the looks and feels of a medieval town. There's a few missions we can pick up as well. We even have a merchant here. Now we'll see if we can access the merchant. We might not be able to, or we can, because sometimes you need a certain level of renown to be able to access them. This trader's not selling anything particularly special. There's another merchant here selling a lot of food, and we're going to buy some spiced meat roast for the troop. This is one of the better foods for sure, given a good health and stamina regen. We got a quest over here, so let's talk to this Gareth. Let's see what this guy's got. Whoa, okay, this trader has some crazy good stuff. Whoa, Dole's tea alcohol, an alternative to gold on this island. Both Cassian and Halmare merchants might want to exchange it for something valuable. Interesting. So I'm guessing we'll be able to produce this ourselves ultimately, which then we can sell for hopefully tons of coin. So we're going to buy this. We've got a basket, a stool, we got a vase, and you can even buy a bag here. That's pretty nice. It's the same bag we've already got, and a fishing rod. There's probably a ton of new fish around here as well, but let's keep exploring and see if we can make it up into the castle or the inner bit of the castle. It looks like we can get over this part. And this is the castle at night. Now we're going to try and get to that statue over there. Point of no return. Forcing your way into the castle will break the uneasy calm among the powers vying for control over this isle. Make sure to tie all loose ends before proceeding. Whoa. Okay, so this seems like a pretty significant step, so maybe we won't be able to get to that statue. So we're going to do some exploring in this giant map. Castle is certainly a sight to behold. Just going to follow along this path. We can see some kind of farm or orchard over there. We're going to head over that direction. Yeah, there we go. See the trees popping in. It almost looks like it could be olives, but it is yellow. So maybe this is just some more lemon trees. Let's have a look. Because if it is lemon, we'll take some. Yeah, it's lemon. Lots and lots of lemon. So just like the berries, the lemon trees are completely unguarded. So it looks like we can come here, steal a ton of them and take them back with no qualms or worry. One thing that's cool that I've noticed about this is there's so many patrols everywhere. So the world does really feel alive. And we've got some of these castle guards in a nice roaming party, and they're already passing by some other guys. So yeah, lots there. There's also another farm just up on this hill. So we're going to go check this out. We're at the back of the castle now. Looks like we can enter the castle this way as well. And it seems like another farm. Oh, what are these? We have, oh, these might be the olive trees. Yes, look at these. These look like olive trees. Can we harvest them? Gather fruit? Yes, okay, we did it. Now we can cross olives off our list as well. Used in Oil production as a cooking ingredient can be eaten raw, native to Halmare Isles. Cool. Okay, so this is another native resource, so we can only get it from these trees. I'm hoping this is something else we'll be able to cultivate ourselves. We've grabbed a ton of olives. We're going to take all these back to the ship and then set out again. We filled up the ship and we headed west from the castle and we found another town. Now this looks like if we open the map, we can see the banner of Crag Keep, which is like a dragon. These guys have a different banner, so it looks like we're in new territory. So if we go to factions, we can see now we're in different territory. We're in the Halmaeans. And I just realized it looks like we can build up loyalty, which then we get these little perks as we get the loyalty up. On the other end, if we go to war with them, we get worse trade prices. And maybe we'll need to ultimately conquer all of them. But let's have a look at this city. We've got this beautiful storm happening. Let's just soak up the view because this game with the latest update has amazing new lighting and graphics. And just checking out this town in the rain, it looks glorious. Really nice to see, lots of little details. Quite a big town too. But we're going to run through this one, see what's on the other side. So they're not hostile. We aren't getting attacked. That's cool. But you will note there is so many troops in all these towns. Way more than in all the other towns in mainland. But we're going to walk through, can pick up a mission here. But so much cool little details. Lots to explore here. We're going to keep following along this path and see where it leads us. Man, the lighting in this game is incredible. So what's different about this map is there isn't bandit camps everywhere. So it is a bit different. We've just come across more wild dogs by the looks of it. Yeah, just some wild dogs. But let's see if we can see anything down here. We've got a guy hanging on the path out there and we got, this, awesome. Okay, so we got a camp, something down there with some smoke. We can actually see the smoke from here. So maybe that is some kind of camp. And if we look at the map, we can see it indicated as a point of interest. So let's go down there and see what it is all about. Some guys down here fighting. Whoa, he got just taken out then. Is he friendly? Yep. Okay, let's go have a look. Bunch of guys down there. We just wait till all the troops form up. And what we're going to do is we're going to open the map and right click on the position and we're going to send all the troops in. We're going to charge in, see what it is. It has to be a bandit camp. Look at it. We're all running in. Are they going to attack? Yeah, there's red dots on the map. This is a bandit camp. Okay, so we're going to take out all these guys. We're going to take out this archer just sitting here by himself. Oh, shit. He's gone. Heavy hits. And we're going to then run up. We'll go in and take out all the archers. And our troops are decimating these guys. And we did it. We took out. Let's have a look on the map. We got some renown. 840 renown for that. What? That is a lot. And let's look at the map. What do they call this? So we'll get the troops to loot this whole area. So they're going to go and pick up all the good stuff. But we're going to grab the chests. Oh, there we go. We got some Harbormaster toolboxes from the chests. Oh boy. So that's it. We've got it. Now who's got it? Here it is. We got it. The Harbormaster toolbox. This is what we're after. Used for upgrading ship sailing capacity. Ho ho. So we want to upgrade the ship. We need at least 2 of the Harbormaster toolboxes. So I would say this is a pretty successful raid. We've got 2 of the Harbormaster toolboxes. We found a ton of new resources. So we're going to haul this all back to the main island where we will continue this series and upgrade our ship, and we'll construct the orchard and look a little bit closer at many of the new quality of life features, update changes that really transform this game. So if you are interested, stick around for the next episode. Tons of cool stuff to show you. Huge shout out and thanks again to the devs of Bellwright for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the game, and if you use the link in my description, I believe you get 34% off. And I highly recommend this game. It is one of the most unique and amazing, interesting, and highly addictive games, and extremely enjoyable. But that's it for me. Stick around for part 2. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.